Hey mammals, it's Mr. Edwards with your snow day plan for February 20th, 2015. I don't know if being cold makes you sick, but it is cold right now and I've been kind of getting sick all week and I'm just completely out of energy today. So I want to leave you with a couple fun things to try if you're looking for something to do. They were some things that I used to do back in the day when we always had big snows and I had to walk uphill to school 5 miles both directions, yada yada yada, old people stuff. Um, but it's actually making a couple dessert kind of things out of snow. Um, Completely optional. Have some fun. I always liked doing it when I was a kid, so I'll give that at you. Um, since you're making consumables out of snow, I want you to get your parents' permission. If they don't feel that the snow is clean enough for you to be putting into your body, I totally respect that. But anyway, here's a couple things to try if they approve. It's making some snow cream and some kind of snow taffy stuff. So enjoy and have a good Friday, and hopefully we'll see you Monday. First one is making some snow cream, and I just pulled this off the internet, but it's about right. I don't think the proportions matter too much. A large quantity of snow, sugar to taste, some vanilla. We would put chocolate in it too if that's your thing, and just enough milk until when you whip it together, it's about the right consistency. So scoop up some nice clean snow, not something that the snow plows had. Stir in your sugar and vanilla to taste, and then just enough milk to bring it into consistency. Should work really, really well today, being that it's super, super cold, and the milk won't melt it too much. And it'll make kind of, it's not going to be firm like ice cream, but it'll probably turn out pretty good. The other thing to try is making some snow candy. If you're a Laura Ingalls Wilder fan, you read Little House on the Prairie. I think kids still read that. Anyway, this is something that she mentions in there, and it's something that we would do. Um, your liquid sugar source doesn't have to be honey. We tended to use molasses, but honey, molasses, or maple syrup will all work. Some brown sugar. Uh, Snow is not actually used in the recipe, but it's to cool down your sugar mixture, and if you do it right, it'll turn into kind of a taffy consistency. The key thing is heating the sugar mixture up to 245. If you've got anybody in your family that makes candy, this is called the softball stage. As you evaporate water out of candy, out of sugar rather, um, it changes some of the molecular properties of the sugar molecules. Also, it just decreases the amount of water that's in there, so it changes the way that it crystallizes. If you go much above 245, it'll turn into kind of a hard candy. And if you go significantly above that, it's going to burn. So um, try and get that about right if you have a thermometer. You don't have to have a candy. We always just use like an instant read, like you'd put in to see if your pot roast is done or something. So mix your honey, molasses, maple syrup, whatever, sugar in a pot. Put on medium heat. This is key. Stir constantly. You don't want it to burn. Caramel is nothing other than slightly burned sugar, and it's very easy to go from good caramel tasting stuff to black and nasty. So make sure that you're stirring constantly. Boil it till you reach 245. This article says you can also boil it just for 5 minutes. I don't know. I always had a thermometer. And then when you've reached that temperature or boiled for about 5 minutes, you need to take this and drizzle it on top of some snow. So get a baking sheet or something, put the snow on there, and that will rapidly cool your sugar down and should let it set into kind of a, like I said, sort of a chewy, taffy consistency if you do it right. It's fun. Anyway, a couple things to try if you're having some cabin fever and feeling a little bit adventurous. I like to cook, so maybe this is just sort of my interest, but whatever. Otherwise, have a happy Friday and a good weekend, and surely we'll see you Monday. Later.